Hey there guys, it's Lee here. Hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to unlock some extra performance from your Nvidia graphics card when you're Etherium mining. So this actually uses a tool called the Nvidia SMI tool, and originally I actually tried this tool and it didn't work out for me, but last night I kind of come back to it. I took another look, and after about 3 hours I finally managed to sort of work a way that worked for me and got the performance that I wanted and was actually looking for. So what you can see now is this is the Genoil's ETH miner 108, and we're currently mining at 1833. So that's fairly standard, and that was kind of my baseline starting amount. If we look to the right hand side, we've got the MSI afterburner, and you can see this is the actual power usage of the card, running about 85% at the top there. And then we've got the core clock 1329 and the memory clock 3005. So they're all fairly standard figures. What you might have tried is like overclocking the card in this state, but what you might find when you do that is that it doesn't really seem to yield any results. You can increase the clock speed, but it just doesn't provide any sort of performance for you. So what I'm going to show you now is how to increase or unlock the sort of a better potential from your actual Nvidia card itself. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is update your Nvidia graphics cards. I was using the 352, was it? Hang on one moment, let me just double check that. Yeah, so previously, sorry, I was using the 34752 drivers, and they get you these same results. So for me, I've got GTX 970, and that gets me 18.3 mega hashes. So the problem with the 34752 drivers is that, for me at least, when I tried to use the Nvidia SMI tool, it would not work with those particular set of drivers, so I wasn't be able to get the results. You can see in the actual list here, I've tested quite a few other different drivers. The ones that I actually found that work and got me good results was the 347.88. So download those drivers and install them. If you go to the Nvidia website, you might not find them under the Windows 10 listings, but if you select Windows 8.1, then you should be able to find these older versions of the drivers. If you still can't find them, then just Google them and you'll find the drivers, but the ones that you want is 347.88. Okay, so now what you need to do is actually open the Nvidia SMI tool. It's a command line tool, so I'll be showing you how to use that. One of the first problems that I had was actually with regards to administration rights. You have to run it as an administrator, so I'm going to show you how to do that first. Okay, so we need to open up a command window as an administrator. So what we need to do is press Control Alt and Delete, go to the task manager. Let me just slide that over just a little bit so you can see. Then if you go to File and then Run New Task, type CMD, I already got it in there, CMD, and then click the checkbox that says create this task with administration privileges, then click OK. So you can see it's opened up a new command window here. I'll just move that down a little bit. I'll move the miner. Okay, so just a little bit better there. So this is a command window, but it's opened up with administration rights, so that gives us extra access to the tools that we want to be using. If you don't open it in this manner, you might get errors, and it will say that you don't have administrator rights or you need root access to the tools. So you need to open up it in this specific way. I can close the actual task manager now, we don't need that. Okay, so what you want to do is start your Etherium miner in the normal way that you would. As you can see, I've already got it running here as normal. And then in the actual command window, if you type, I'll put this all in the actual description so you can kind of copy and paste it. So in the actual command window, you want to type cd and then the location of your Nvidia folder. So that should be the default folder there, but if you've installed it to a custom location or something, you'll need to change that. So cd space and then this location here, and press enter. And what it does is that just changes the directory to the correct directory, so we can access the actual files. The next part is this command line. Once again, I'll put this all in the description so you can just copy and paste it. So with your miner running, you want to use Nvidia-SMI Q-D performance, and press enter. So what it's done is actually queried the NVSMI, the Nvidia tool, and it tells you a little bit of information. So you can see here it's got the timestamp, it's got the driver that we're using, it tells us the attached GPUs, which is one of, and it also says the performance state, which is P2. Take a note of that. When your graphics card is running or not running, it'll be in different power states. So when it's idle, what it does is it goes to a low power state, it reduces all the clocks, and yeah, it kind of idles along, so it doesn't use very much power. The opposite is also true when you're playing intensive games, or you're trying to mine or do something like that, then it will go into a higher power state. The highest power state is P0, and that's with the card basically running fully maxed out. With the Nvidia cards and certain drivers, the power states are set in such a way that when you're using OpenCL or CUDA, they don't run at their full potential. So this is what this is going to help you to achieve, unlocking that full potential of the card. So the next thing that we want to type, now that we know the actual power state of the card, we know it's in P2. So what we want to do is basically set it so that it goes into the highest possible power state of the card. So we use the next command, which is the supported clocks command, and press enter. And then what you're going to get is a long list of numbers. So you can see here it's got memory and graphics at the top. So make a note of these numbers. So your fastest memory is 3505 and your fastest graphics is 1455. And if you just press more, it's going to go all the way down until it basically finishes. But you just want to take a note of the fastest memory and the fastest graphics, okay? We'll just let that go all the way down. You can see these are all the different power states. Okay. Just keep pressing enter until it completely sort of clears, and you just get back to this line here. So now what we can do is we can use another command, and I'm just going to copy and paste that. So what it does is it changes our clocks to our memory clock to 3505 and 1455, the maximum clock settings for the actual card itself. So we press enter now, and then we should see some action. You'll notice that on my particular rig, for some reason the core clock doesn't change, but the memory does. I haven't actually identified why that does or does not change, but I can also then change it with Afterburner, so I'm not too sure if it's a glitch or there's a bit of a weird kind of conflict or something with the actual drivers. But you'll notice that straight away within the actual ETH miner itself, the hash rate has gone up, so it's now 19.90, so it's quite a bit of an increase. And if I actually increase my core clock as well using the Afterburner, which is something that you guys can do as well, if it doesn't fully sort of take, press enter, apply that there as well. It was, so actually if it's, whoops, so it should be plus 126. You can try these different things as well anyway. So now we've got using the Afterburner as well, an increase in the core clock by 126. We've got 1454, and our memory clock using the SMI tool is 3505. Actually it says 6 there, but you get the idea. And you can see that we are hashing at quite a nice little rate. So yeah, almost 21 mega hashes from 1833 there. So that's how you do it. Should you want to actually reset your Nvidia clocks, this is the command that you need to use. So it's Nvidia -SMI space -RAC, and then what that does is it just resets the clocks. I'll just use the afterburner reset there as well, and you can see it goes back down to 1833. So that, using that command, just resets your power states and all that sort of stuff back to normal. So this is something that I'm just sort of kind of tinkering with, but you can see it certainly gets you a significant performance sort of increase with your Nvidia cards, about 3 mega hashes roughly. I think with a little bit tweaking I could probably get a little bit more. One other thing as well is you will notice that the actual power also went up to about 95% as well. So if you've got this same MSI afterburner, you might find that your card is running at between 60 and 80% of its potential, whereas with this way you're getting 95%. So that's one other thing. So yeah, this is really good to get some extra power out of your card, and this is the way that I had to do it. So depending on your actual graphics cards, mine's an MSI GTX 970, but I know some other people have gone through the same sort of process, and for them it appeared to work on later versions of the graphics driver. So I think some people was using the 361 and they could still use the Nvidia SMI tool. For me, this is the driver that worked for me. So I don't know whether that's because of the driver or because of the graphics card, or a combination of both, but just try it and see how it works for you guys. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully you find it useful. If it is useful, please let me know. If you're getting stuck or having any problems with it, then please also let me know, and I'll try my best to help you guys out. Thanks again for watching. Take care.